Greetings, YouTube. Happy Sunday. Well, at least if you got the targeted champ. I unfortunately am showing a guy I'm in a couple chats with, Mr. Epic Onslaught, who went for 5-star Iceman in the featured arena. And I have been very intrigued by the scores of this arena because I believe Iceman is disrespected too much, everybody. Iceman is still one of my favorite players in a world where champs still have that pesky evade. And then, of course, so many champs have 0 immunities versus Iceman's triple immunities. It's just hard for me to believe that people think that he's just kind of a above average champion now. He still has a crazy amount of utility. Look, I get he's never going to hit as hard as Corvus or Ghost or Domino, Stark, Spidey. I almost said null, which I guess would mean if you went for him didn't get it, it was null and void, but I was actually meaning Neymar / Cole Obsidian, as they are the two, at least from what I can tell, hardest hitting champions of 2019. But at the same time, still really good. So because of this, I saw some predictions saying as low as like 25 to 28 million, which blew my mind. But most reasonable predictions, I think, were around 30 to 32, which is still really low. Epic actually went for what I'm sure he thought was better than average with 38, and as you can see, he just missed the cutoff by 3 spots. If you are unfamiliar with the 5-star featured arena, it is the top 150. Unfortunately, it's not like the 4-star featured arena, for example, where you get the top 10%. It's top 150 no matter what the score is. And I think Kabam really should change that, or at least add a 5-star basic arena in the next 6 months. But the suggestions I've been making on my channel to improve the game, some of them have actually been heard, but of course it's a VIP pay to get things like inventory caps moved 25% and gold, special gold realms, and even special solo events, etc. that I think should be available to everybody. But now it's available to people who will pay a minimum or introductory price of $9.99 American dollars, that is. So, yeah, let's just talk about this in terms of how it compares to some of the other champions we've seen, because this is where it just gets kind of surprising to me, because we saw Miles Morales go for 24 to 25 million, and compared to Iceman, he is way worse. Green Goblin, 22 to 25, but Medusa went for 35 to 38. So this is the Medusa round 2 range. This is the Invisible Woman range, and this is actually a little bit better than Medusa, right around what we saw for the first round of Ronin's featured arena, where he was about 37 million. So this is actually achieving a higher score, because clearly you need to get like 38 million 2 or 3 or maybe even 38.5 to be in the top 150. That score is higher than, really, Invisible Woman in both rounds. That's higher than Iron Man Infinity War both rounds. That is higher than Ronin both rounds. Star-Lord both rounds. Proxima Midnight both rounds. And the list goes on and on. It's actually Mysterio had such a drop-off in round 2 that it's actually about 12 million more points in the second round of the 5-star Mysterio. Maybe because for people who hoped that he would hit like a Cole or a Neymar, it really was all smoke and mirrors when it came to expectations and hype. I am hopeful that because round 2 actually happens on a Monday through Thursday, and so many people have to work during those days, which typically, not always, but typically means that the scores are at least a little lower in round 2. Hoping that's the case for Iceman, so Mr. Epic Onslaught can have a better chance of getting him in round 2. He did say that he wished he had gone with his gut and maybe put up 40 million. I always tell people, if you think there is a chance at all that you are going to be on that cut line, grind another 500,000 to a million minimum, because you don't want to be where unfortunately he is on this Sunday, 3 spots off the cut, just having to wait until Thursday to hopefully see. I still think Iceman is an incredible pull. He is a champion that certainly helps to be awakened, but still obviously has things like his immunities fresh out of the crystal. And I encourage anybody who thinks that Iceman cannot be a good rank 565 candidate, particularly awakened, to check out Dorky Diggity Dave's Iceman videos. He has done some incredible damage. He uses that champion to perfection and really is the gold standard for how to use Iceman, and why, if you love fighting with that champion and you've got unique synergies with that champion, you should really look to making him 565. Reminds me when people said, Prof, you don't need to take Ghost Rider to 565. Well, those people didn't have a 565 Ghost Rider. And now that I have one, I tell everybody, if you love fighting with Ghost Rider, you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice to not take him to max, because he is one of the most fun champions with crazy utility to use in Marvel Contest of Champions. Has way more value than Nicolas Cage's acting role in that movie, I will say that. Well, that concludes today's Arena 5-star featured update video. Thanks again to Epic Onslaught for providing the screenshot. F's in the chat for this guy who just missed it by 3 spots. Here's to hoping he does not miss that champion in round 2, because if anybody deserves getting Iceman, it's this guy. Have a great rest of your Sunday, YouTube. Thanks for watching.